Hello friends, myself Dr. Praveen Gadsing, going ahead with our series of Financial IQ Decoded, a practical guide for financial literacy. Now we will come towards one of the most interesting topic of which business entity suits you. Many of the times, before starting a business, the newly passed professionals or technicals come and how to start the business. Whether it should be a sole proprietorship, partnership or company. They are actually confused. They don't have the knowledge. And because of this, they really go with the entity which is not suitable for this. So, but remember guys, your business entity is your long-term identity. Now, Apple is an identity. Your Amazon is an identity of Jeff Bezos. Similarly, your business entity is going to be your identity. So, before starting any business or doing any business entity, understand some term, what are different entities, and then only go ahead with your business entity. So, what are the points which you should keep in mind before starting a business entity? There are different types of entities. So, first and foremost thing is whether you want to start the business alone or whether you want to go with a group. For that, first you see your mental attitude. Many other things comes into adjustability comes into accounts, then the liabilities comes into account, then your knowledge comes into account. So first decide whether alone or in group. Secondly, find out what is the capital required for the starting of that business and what all sources do you have. Whether you are going to get it from yourself or through your partners, so that will decide also your business entity. Then thirdly is your liabilities, whether you alone are capable of taking that liability or you want someone to share that liability. This is the third point which you should think of. Then what is the scalability of that business? Where you want to expand the business, how you want to see your business in your future is the thing which you should take care and then go for which business entity you want to go for. Then branding. It's definitely nowadays brand is very important, because if you see the valuation of a business, maybe the business valuation is hardly 5 to 10%, but the brand's value is 95% of that brand value, of that valuation of that business. So brand is definitely an important thing. So it should be taken into consideration before starting a business entity. Also, you should look after what is the ease starting that entity and what is the cost incurred to start that entity. Then other important points which you should look for is their tax benefits also. What all tax benefits? There are different tax benefits for different entities. Then the legal entity, identity, because many times we have seen they just steal the name, the brands, and they copy it. This is called as piracy. Piracy is illegal. So if you want your brand, your business to be secured, look for the legal entity and all the legal loopholes behind this entity. Then who is the nominee of your business entity and what is the longevity of your business? That is, many of the times you have seen a particular business started on the name, it ends with that person. It even don't goes beyond one generation. So remember, the longevity of the business is also very important. So just go through these points and then decide which entity you have to do. So what are the different entities which are existing at present, and then only we will understand the points which will be favoring this particular entity. So if a single person is coined, it is called as a single person proprietorship firm or a one person company can form. Then there comes a partnership firm. In partnership, there is a regular partnership or general partnership firm or a limited liability partnership firm. And in companies, there are two types of companies, either a private limited company or a public limited company. We will see the benefits and problems with each of the entity. In single proprietorship business, it is very easy to set. The cost incurred for setting this is also easy. There is no need of registration. Registration, if required, is through only your local licensing authority like MSME, that is the micro, small and medium enterprises. That also if your turnover is more than 20 lakhs. Now the problems with it is neither scalable. There is limitations for scalability, expansion. The tax benefits are not there because the tax are levied on the individual himself. So the individual's income as well as the business income both are added up and he goes into a different slab of income. So there is no scalability, there is no branding, there is no legal security for his business. Definitely ease is there. So if you want to go for an expansion or a scalable business, this is not the entity which we will suggest. Then one person company is an entity where a single person can start it and take the shareholders. The tax benefits, tax is definitely, as this becomes a legal entity, the tax incurred on a business entity and the individual tax is not added. And the liabilities, in proprietorship, full liability comes on the individual person, while here the liabilities go as it goes into company laws. So the liabilities goes on to company. The compliances as compared to the private limited company, the compliances are slightly simpler than that of the private limited or company, public limited. Then going to partnership firms, either a general partnership firm you can start off with or the limited liability partnership firm. So what is the difference between these two? A partnership firms can be started with a like-minded peoples coming together. The minimum of 2 people or maximum of 20 people can come together and start a partnership firm. It is not mandatory to have a legal or a registered this, but if ideally speaking, you should go for registration of this partnership firm. The partnership firm audit, if the turnover is less than 1 crore, there is no need for auditing. But if the turnover is more than 1 crore, auditing is must. The liabilities comes all upon the partners. If the business goes, partners' individual assets can be attached. So here, in partnership firm, liabilities comes under individual. It doesn't goes only on the business. Then the taxes levied are also heavy. If the taxes you will see, 30% of the slab is there, then 4% of your cess charges as well as 12% of your surcharges. So your taxation goes to a very, very higher level. Thus, in partnership, may be easy to start, but all these problems are there. There is no branding or there is no identity, legal entity as such for partnership. You can definitely go for it if option is there. But if you want to really go for this, go for the next entity, that is either a limited liability or a company itself. So what's the difference between a limited liability partnership and a partnership? A limited liability partnership is the members can be increased up to unlimited peoples. Then it has to be audited once your business turnover goes more than 20 lakhs. It is a registered entity. Here the liability is limited liability. In partnership, whole of the liabilities comes from the partners. Here the liability is on limited liability. Here the liabilities is limited not only to your entity, but also the different people have different liabilities and different roles. So not all the members are considered liable, but the certain who are the main members, they are considered as liable. But definitely the individual assets are not that much attached. So if you want to go for the partnership, better to go for the limited liability partnership. Then the next entity which comes in phase is your companies. Company has to be registered under Company Act. The name is a standard search name, so that name is not to be copied and it becomes your own trademark, as well as you have a legal right on that name. Now in private limited, you can go from 2 to 200 members. and you can give shares. In companies, the tax liability is not on individual, but it is on the company. If the company goes bankrupt, the individual assets are not being attached. Then branding, definitely, as you get a unique name, you can do a branding of it. Scalability and expansion is highest with company model, as well as the tax benefits. If you see, it is the most beneficial as per the tax is considered. Only thing is the compliances as well as all the legal formalities are slightly stringent, as well as the complex for these companies. So you have to be very compliant if you are starting a company. In nominee, you can definitely give your nominee name, as well as consider the longevity. This has the maximum longevity amongst all other business entities. So if you want to go for the brand, go on to expansion. If you want to scale the business, if you want to take the business to many different levels, I would always suggest go for the company. So in company, as there is a private limited company as well as a public limited company, certain differences, I will just highlight the differences. In public limited company, the shareholders, the number of persons, they are unlimited. You should have a minimum of 3 directors or 7 members. In public limited company, now you comes under regulations of the SEBI Act, but the only thing is you can go for IPOs. And if you go for IPO, you will be, the growth will be unlimited and you can get maximum funding. So the difference between public limited and private limited is the number of the people, as well as you can go for the IPO. This is a very vast topic. I have given just the gist of it. Again, the taxations in company are 22%. So the taxation benefit is maximum for public limited or private limited company. We have seen after every budget there is analysis on the budget. Always the opponent parties keep on saying that this budget is favoring the rich people or the millionaires or billionaires. Actually, if you see it properly, they are not favoring the rich people. They are favoring the business entities. Guys, again remember, the government is never favoring any person. They are favoring the business entities because they want to generate employment. They want to generate certain large scalable business models. And so large scalable models are always done through the companies. So they are favoring the companies. They are not favoring the individuals. So if you want to be beneficial to the budget, try and go to an entity which has beneficial tax benefits and all the benefits, and that is your company, either private limited or public limited. So my take home message is, rather than starting a business haywirely or without any knowledge, first understand what are different entities. Understand the points which are essential while starting a business entity, and then go find out which is suitable for it and go ahead. But my opinion would be, if you want to, if your dreams are big, if you want to expand, scale to limitless version, go for a company because it has maximum tax benefits and all the things which are there, so that you will become a successful. Thank you guys. If you want to know more about this, go through my book of Financial IQ, which is available on Amazon, and also try and share this video to as much as people who want to start their business and go rich. Thank you.